go.
Will the Housing and Land Use Committee meeting of February 19, 2025 come to order? It is now 9:04 a.m. I'm Tasha Kama, Chair of the Housing and Land Use Committee. This online meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Sunshine Law. And members, when your name is called, if you're not with me in the council chamber, please identify by name who, if anyone, is in your workspace with you today. And minors do not need to be identified. So I'd like to say aloha kakahiaka and salute to our council chair, Alice Lee, who will give us the morning greeting interpretation. I want to say aloha kakahiaka and salute to our council member, Gabe Johnson.
Salute, Chair, council members, committee members. There's no testifiers at the Lanai District Office, and I'm here and ready to work. Mahalo.
Thank you. And so we want to say aloha kakahiaka and salute to our council member, Kiani Rollins Fernandez. Good morning.
Aloha kakahiaka. My Molokai no Yahina. I'm at my private residence alone, and there are currently no testifiers at the Molokai District Office. Mahalo, Chair.
Thank you. And so we want to say aloha kakahiaka and salute to Councilmember Tom Cook.
Aloha kakahiaka, Chair, and salute. There's currently no testifiers at the South Maui office, and I'm looking forward to the meeting today.
Thank you. We want to say good morning, aloha kakahiaka, and salute to our Councilmember Shane Sinensi.
Hey, aloha kakahiaka, Chair, and salute. Here at my home office, I'm here by myself, and there are no testifiers at the Hana District Office.
Thank you. And so we want to say aloha kakahiaka and salute to our Council Vice Chair Yukile Sugimura.
Good morning, Chair. Salute, and I want to apologize for being a little late. I was trying to buy coffee at McDonald's and I spilt it. I wish I could change my clothes. One was for you too, Chair.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So we have also from the Department of Housing, Director Remy Mitchell. Aloha kakahiaka and salute.
Aloha, Chair and council members, and salute.
And we have with us the Deputy Corporation Counsel, Nahulu Nunokawa. Aloha kakahiaka and salute.
Aloha and salute.
And so we have our committee staff with us this morning. We have Jennifer Yamashita, our Committee Secretary. Aloha kakahiaka and salute.
Good morning.
And we have our Senior Legislative Analyst, James Kruger. Aloha kakahiaka and salute.
Good morning, Chair and members.
And we have our Legislative Analyst, Ellen McKinley. Aloha kakahiaka and salute.
Aloha, Chair and members.
And then we have our Legislative Attorney, Carla Nakata. Good morning and salute to you too.
Aloha, Chair and members.
I heard that voice. And we have also our Council Services Assistant Clerk, Ms. Leigh Deneen, out there registering testifiers for our morning meeting. Good morning, Leigh, and salute, and we hope that you have a good day today. So please see the last page of the agenda for information on meeting connectivity. And thank you, members, for attending HLU.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, members. So it's been a little under 2 weeks since we last spoke, where during the BFED meeting on February 4th, I gave a fairly comprehensive overview of what we have done to date. So I'm going to, if it's okay with the members, not repeat that presentation, but talk about what's happened since. So we are scheduled either this week or next week to interview for our Housing Choice Vouchers Supervisor position, which is in the Federal Programs Division. And we have 7 or so applicants. So that appears to be promising. And once the panel has been impaneled and they've done the interviews and selected the top candidates, I will then have an opportunity to meet with those candidates. We're about to post for our research analyst position. I keep getting the title wrong, which is in our County Housing Programs Division. It's a Research Analyst 5 position. And that is because, as I mentioned in our last discussion, due to a resignation, So we're going to automatically, we've updated that description in the last week, and we're going to post for applications. We recently had in the last 2 or 3 days, another resignation. The resignation was from the County Housing Programs Administrator. He will be transitioning into another position at the end of February. And although he has made it clear where he is going, I'll leave it to him and others to announce what his new position is. But we are now in the process of updating that position description, and similarly the minimum quals. And I'll digress for a moment here and just point out that as we're looking at these positions, we're noticing that some of the minimum qualifications date back to the 1990s, which creates its own challenge for us. But we're going to update the position description and then proceed with posting that position. And we have 4 applications for the Housing and Community Development Division Administrator position, which was vacant, and we are just about to start interviewing for that particular position. And then last but not least, when we last spoke, I said that the department still had to work on preparing its reorganization documents, that it would then submit to the administration, and then after that, it would go through the consultation process with HGEA. We've now finished that reorg document. It's on my desk to finalize and to submit. We will then go through the reorg process, which at a minimum will be, the consultation process rather, which at a minimum will be 30 days. And then it goes to DPS after we've gone through that process, and then we can post for the new positions. So we still have a little ways to go. But that is a brief summary of what's changed in essentially a week and a half, because it hasn't been that long since we last spoke. But we're continuing to move forward. As I say to the leadership team, I say to staff, my singular focus is the mission. And sometimes when you're mission driven, you have lots of challenges, but if you stay focused on the mission, you'll eventually get there and keep everyone focused on what we're trying to do for the community. So with that, I'll keep my initial presentation brief, since I've already discussed a lot of the details, and turn things back over to you, Chair.
Thank you very much for that update. Staff, do we have any testifiers?
Chair, we currently don't have any individuals signed up to testify at this time. We'll do a brief last call just in case there is anybody who'd like to testify on this item. If you would like to testify, please identify yourself now. On Teams, you can do that by using the raise hand function. We'll do a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Chair, no one has identified themselves as wishing to testify.
Thank you, appreciate that. So members, seeing as how there are no individuals wishing to testify, without objection, I will now close oral testimony for this item. And as a reminder, written testimony will continue to be accepted into the record. So now, members, we're going to proceed with discussion. I'm going to call upon you for questions you might have for Director Mitchell. I'll also ask staff to set a 3-minute timer for each member so that we can all get our questions asked and answered. And if we need a couple of rounds to do that, we can do that. So let's begin with our Vice Chair Hodgins, and then following with Chair Lee and Vice Chair Sugimura, and then going around in this order according to your seating. Member Hodgins.
Thank you, Chair. The mics are really soft. I wonder if this is like leftover from yesterday's executive session meeting. It's fine for me because I have unusually good hearing, blind as a bat, but great hearing. I don't know if anybody else might have an issue with that, but I just wanted to point that out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I can tell.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being here. I hope all is well. I don't have too many questions, except maybe the last time we spoke, I guess I'll say generally, we were talking about compliance, maybe to prevailing wage. Do we have a section in the housing department as we develop our home building section of your folks' department that is going to be focused on compliance?
So it isn't a section. That would be in the...
Or a person?
That would be in the County Housing Programs Division.
Okay.
And that's the position I referred to earlier, both a week and a half ago and today. The program specialist, not research analyst, the program specialist 5 position.
Okay.
I always mix the two, that we are about to post. And it is that position that would, in part, be charged with monitoring prevailing wage issues.
Okay. How long, I know you have to go through all of the steps for these several different positions. I know it takes a little bit of time, but what timeline do you think we're looking at for not just this program specialist, but all of the other ones as well?
That's a really hard answer to give with any precision. It's impossible because there's too many steps that are not within my control.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can only give you windows of time. But suffice it to say, we are going to post for the program specialist 5 position fairly quickly. And then we'll decide on how long to keep the posting open. And then we'll have to go through the process of waiting for the applications to come in, DPS's screening, then the interview process, and then the potential appointment. So, it could take several weeks before we get to that place.
Okay. I ask because I'm sure, like many other council members, we had our meeting with OOR not too long ago, and your department will become very crucial. So I'm excited to see you get fully staffed and what you guys can do.
And we are excited too, and I neglected to mention in my opening, thank you for passing Bill 6. It's really important to have that flexibility so that we can grow, and we appreciate the council's support.
Thank you. I think that's all I have for right now, Chair. Thanks.
Thank you. So we're going to continue with Council Chair Lee.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Director Mitchell. I was wondering, I think Member Sugimura might be asking the same question, but I just need to know as soon as possible. Have you all sent the update on all the housing projects in progress or planned? I think you requested that a couple of times.
Thank you for the question, Chair Lee. So I've sent in the past a complete list of a PDF document, I think it's an Excel spreadsheet, of all the projects that we're tracking. And then today I signed off in a letter to Member Sugimura that has 97 projects identified with a flash drive that has all the residential workforce housing agreements. As you can imagine, it takes a while to gather all this information. So that is going to make its way to the mayor's office and then to Member Sugimura. But I want to make sure I understand when you say all projects,
Well, all the projects that are recent, in progress and planned in the near future. But, so you've answered that question sufficiently for me. The reason why I asked it is because, of course, we are very concerned about providing permanent housing in West Maui. So that's one of the things I'll be looking for. And what can the council do to expedite permanent housing in West Maui in the upcoming budget? That's key for me, and I'm sure for other council members. So that's the reason why I bring up that. Also, have you been able to initiate any new plans to assist your current staff, which seems to be woefully under-resourced, unfortunately?
Thank you for the question.
With all the vacancies.
Shirley, when you say institute new plans, what we're focused on right now is filling the current vacancies we have. So that really is the plan. Until we can get those vacancies filled, we're still working double and triple time to keep everything afloat. So we really have to get those vacancies filled. Our deputy director and our administrative assistant is working closely with DPS to identify what I consider a pinch point or friction point, and that is when we post for positions and there are, let's say, a half dozen applications or more, and we only see one of the candidates, i.e. only one of them
Okay,
is
let me
identified.
just stop you there because my 3 minutes is running out. So, and you're familiar with that. So anyway, I just wanted to check because I realize you have your challenges with the vacancies, and to bring your staff to full complement is, of course, a challenge. But you also provide new eyes to the department. So have you seen anything that, you're thinking about making changes to help your staff to expedite, processes or procedures? Have you noticed anything that you readily can make changes to?
Oh, there's a slew of internal administrative changes I certainly have made to improve not only the speed with which we do things, but the quality of what we produce. Probably far too many to discuss here, but certainly those changes include process changes, but they also include a lot of training and working with staff to improve the work. So there's a lot of hands-on work that we're doing to move things along. And when I say we, I'm speaking specifically about myself and Deputy Director Samal Mata'apa.
Chair Lee, the bell
'cause-
rang. Did you hear it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you hear
No,
the
I
bell?
didn't. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're right. So
That's
let's
all right.
make sure
Thank you.
that
Paul.
the mic is on. Thank you.
Okay.
So we're going to continue
Chair,
with.
real
Yes.
quick.
I'm sorry.
Do you want to do a test? Because I didn't hear the.
You didn't hear the buzzer? Yes. Okay, thank you. Staff,
The
can you do a
alarm
test so
sound.
that all of our online members are able to hear it? She?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we
Thank
can hear
you.
it now.
Okay, very good. Okay. So we're going to continue with Council Vice Chair Yukile Sugimura.
Thank you, Chair. So I'm so glad to hear that you have completed that Excel spreadsheet. And my request was that I wanted to know projects that the county has, housing projects, right? And 97 are then, did you go all the way back to whenever the Affordable Housing Fund was started, or? And every single project that the county says you have entitlements, you got this, you got that, and then it's still hanging out there for that developer.
So thank you for the question, Member Sugimura. So in the letter request that you sent to me, it wasn't clear whether you were saying all county projects or projects the Department of Housing tracks because of the residential workforce housing agreement issues. So what we have compiled, you asked for 20 years of information. What we've compiled are all the projects for which there was a residential workforce housing agreement that the county was required to track, and that was 96 projects, and that's what I signed off on today. You also asked for a summary of the project, a description of the project and its status, and I've indicated that that's going to take us some time to develop and write all of that out, so that will come secondarily. But the initial tranche of information is headed in your direction.
Thank you so much. A lot of work went into it. I appreciate that. Thank you, Amanda, who's your right hand, right? So on that, I'm sure that there'll be other people who are interested in this information. We did in the past, through last administration, get some updates of status of projects current and that were inactive, I guess. So I hope that you put that kind of information on, like, for example, in my neighborhood, the Kula Ridge, right, is the project that was coming up, but they lost their land entitlements and project has changed, or, that's gone away. So I'll see, what kind of information you put together, but there's some that are absolutely dead. And I don't know if that means, what does that mean legally? Do we still have any kind of obligations interested to see.
If I could follow up with your observation, Member Sugimura. So Chair Lee's question as well. One of the things I'm planning on doing, and I'm scheduled next week to meet with IT to do this, is to place on our website a list of all the projects that we're tracking. Either whether they're pending, under construction, or they've been discussed, but they're not yet at the point where there's some